everyone. Welcome to the Obelisk Lounge. My name is Justice and happy 2025. It is January 12th when I'm recording this this reading for 8 p.m. Central Time, and I'm recording this reading on the LA fires. And so I was going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to do this reading when the fires first broke out, because I spoke about them briefly in my election guidance week forecast like 2 months ago, whenever the election results were announced. I didn't see anything, of course, happening after the election, but around the New Year time, late December on, when I did see a really big fire and different things like that breaking out, and some other things too that I can't quite recall, so I need to go back and watch that reading. But just, sorrows and prayers, and quick recovery, to everybody who is suffering as a result of that. And then also, the people in the Carolinas and in Tennessee, sorrows and prayers to you all as well, because y'all are still going through, all of that hurricane devastation that happened, back in September or October, so like, there's just like a lot of devastation, even like with the winter storm and things like that. And even the people of New Orleans and everybody else, like, who's just going through really tough and difficult times, at the start of the numerological new year, just peace and gratitude and quick recovery, to you all. I know that the whole prayers for XYZ really does not fix the issue on the surface, and sometimes it can even be a little I don't want to say dismissive, but just like routine. It maybe can sometimes come off as disingenuous, but collectively prayer does change things, and collectively, sending, love, and light and protection and restoration, and whatever, pantheon of belief or principle of belief and truth that it is, that you come from, whether it's, one of the Abrahamic religions, or, an ATR, or Buddhism, or Taoism, like whatever, school of religion or belief system that it is that you come from, sending those things, to people all over the world, and even here, in the U.S. who are experiencing those things. It can bring about change and restoration. It might not be overnight change and restoration, but eventually those things do take place. And so, if you do want to help out, people in those areas, do your research on any, GoFundMes that might be floating around, ethical, of course, like GoFundMes and different organizations, to help those people who are now displaced, because not everybody that got impacted by those things, whether it was the hurricanes in back in September on the East Coast, or the fires, that just happened recently, not everyone, that was impacted is a millionaire. So they may not have the means to recuperate all of what was lost. And so today, what brings me to this reading is one of my subscribers. She suggested that I do a reading on it. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and see, what's going on, because I know that we all have our collective, thoughts, conspiracies, and opinions about the situation. And that includes myself. But with doing this reading, my intention is to remove any bias that I have from the reading, and to just uncover and to unfold the ultimate truth of things. So I'm not tapping into the collective opinions. I'm not tapping into the collective, truth, quote unquote truth, with whatever, that we may hold to be self-evident, but the ultimate truth, the highest truth of the situation. And so I felt led to pull my archetype cards. Oh, sorry, it's upside down. My archetype cards, just to see what is going on. So, elevated ancestors, what caused this the fires to break out in LA, in those surrounding areas? Like, what caused those fires to break out? The camera is gonna shake. I need to shuffle these cards, so the camera is gonna shake, but just bear with me while I shuffle. So, the ancestors, what happened with those LA fires? The highest truth of what happened with those fires. These cards are always difficult to shuffle. So let's see what happened, what started it. And I'm focusing on like what happened because they're talking about how it spread, of course, like with the embers, but they're not really pinpointing, you know, what started the fires. But if I missed something, tell me in the comments. But they're just talking about how it spread and not how it started. So that answers, how did this fire start with this? Was this natural or was this something else? Let's shuffle 3 more times. Was it natural or was it something else that started these fires? Advocate, Child Divine, and the Fool. So, off the bat, with the Advocate card coming out, as soon as this card flew out, I felt like this was somebody trying to make a point, get some type of point across, like some type of advocacy group, or maybe some people or some, yeah, like, because I'm seeing like it was, it was an organized event. I feel like what happened, it didn't just happen haphazardly, that's for sure, which is surprising because we know that, you know, fires and things like that are not abnormal, you know, for the California area and for even other mountainous areas in general. We know that those things are uncommon, but I'm really strongly feeling like that this was actually something that was man-made. It was not something, you know, that, you know, somebody just did. And with the Child Divine card, I usually don't read my things upright, but between the Advocate and then the Child Divine, it did come out in reverse. I'm feeling like this is somebody that had or a group that had a very immature principles or a way of doing things. Like they really did not think full out what it is, the impact that it is that they were doing. It was for a cause that was very benign, not benign, but because that's not the right word, that was very immature or lacking structure. It was a very foolish decision, obviously, that it is that this group made, and their principles as a whole are just very foolish and just not thought out well. This particular organized group runs off of emotion, and I also feel like that this group of people, it wasn't like an organized government group either that it is that I'm picking up on. I'm seeing that these were like a group of just bandits, like rebellious bandits that want to rebel against the, you know, the system, you know, in some way. However, I do see that there is some type of infiltrator that they have that is behind it as a whole. This infiltrator that is behind it was somebody who was the mouthpiece for this group of people that inspired them to want to take up arms in this way, in this very detrimental way, very devastating way, right? Now, this particular infiltrator that came about is someone that is a part of some type of elite group or some type of elite organization. And I say that in as far as elite meaning power and money. I'm not seeing, let me clarify what it is, you know, that I'm seeing in my mind's eye. Yeah, I feel like this infiltrator was the person, was someone that is from like a shadow government or some type of like shadow political figure. Whatever it is that they do is something that they work with in secret. And so they were aware of this, you know, this mindless group of bandits. And so they actually supplied them, helped to fund and like supply them like with these things to start these fires, because I'm not seeing that the fires were something that was natural. It's definitely not something that just, you know, that just happened. Because I'm looking through the woods. Let me just walk you all like what it is that I'm seeing right now. So I'm looking in like through the woods and through like the mountains, like I'm looking for any clues and information to where, you know, this was just, you know, something very natural, because they as in the news are reporting certain arsonists and different things like that. But But all of the arsonists that it is that they may have caught, like they're not all a part of that group. Some of them are, but then some of them are not. Some of them are just stupid people that want to add to the chaos. But like this group in particular, they work in secret. They're very underground. And they, let me see. And they are not at the time where they first banded together. They were not a government or a political ran group. They were more so like of an anarchist type of group. But due to the person that was able to infiltrate this group that is a part of some type of political system, and not even just, in California, this person that I'm speaking of, this is a person that they are just, I want to say like worldwide, or they are a part of like a greater connection. Yeah, like a greater connection or a greater underground network. Let me see. It was something else I was about to say, but let me dial back out of what I'm seeing. But yeah, this person supplied them with like all of the tools, all of the ammunition, like the ways to do it to make sure that it was impactful, and that their plan was successful. Because I see this group of bandits, like they're not that smart, they're not this bright, but the person that was able to lead and infiltrate their group or act as like a co-leader, they were the brains, behind this mission. But for why? Let me see. Night. Yeah. That just affirms everything that it is that I just said before. Okay. So now I want to get into like why, for what cause? Let's see, for what, did I get all the cards out of that? No. Like what was the cause though? Like why did they want to do this? Let's see. I'm hearing to rebuild. To rebuild. To start over. I know this is sounding very conspiracy theory-ish, but that's like what's coming out. Like, why did they, y'all? Let me tell you what I just heard. Give me one moment. To rebuild and for prime real estate. So y'all know, why did they start this fire? Because I want to see what this is going to come out. The answers is why did they start this fire? Yeah, to rebuild for prime real estate. 9 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, and the 4 of hearts. So y'all know that, oh, excuse me. Again, every time I shuffle the camera is gonna shake. But y'all know that group BlackRock that wants to buy up all of or that is buying up like a lot of the prime real estate in certain areas like Texas and like other states as well. So I feel like the person that infiltrated this underground group that got them to cause these fires, that person works for BlackRock or is associated with BlackRock. I'm seeing it's like a white man with with brunette hair, but I feel like he might be in his early 40s. I'm feeling like maybe like no older than 45. His background, he used to be like an undercover cop. I feel like also he probably used to work for the CIA or some of like those other really big 3-letter organizations. I feel like he may be of Russian descent, but he doesn't have a Russian accent, but he does have a Russian name. or like a Russian last name or middle name, but I also feel like this name is it's like a second name or like a fake name. It's not like his real name is the Russian name, but he doesn't use that name or go by that name. It's almost like he recreated his identity in a sense. But he kept his Russian middle name though, or his Russian second name. I don't know how their culture work as far as like last names or first names, if they have like multiple last names, or maybe multiple middle names or something like that. But it's some type of name that it is that he kept from that, or it's a variation of his original name, if it's not the exact one. I feel like he might be of like a Russian Arabic person, or he may have like he might have some Russian and Arabic descent as well, or lineage as well. And I feel like he's no older, like I said, than 45, the one who infiltrated this. He's he's on like the slimmer side, very athletic. I feel like he kind of has longer sideburns as well, or he grew these sideburns out because he changes his identity a lot, like his physical identity a lot. But yeah, I'm seeing that this man actually works for the BlackRock group. And so this was, I really don't care how it's, I know it's going to sound crazy to some of y'all, but oh well, it is what it is. Yeah, this fire was organized by BlackRock and some other, real estate organizations to gain prime real estate, like to just wipe all of that out and to rebuild, is what it is that I'm seeing. Because they were having a hard time. A lot of the people there, especially like a lot of the people that had owned their homes for like, or their homes had been paid off for years, they were not willing to move from around that area or give it up. Like they were not able to buy any of the regular people's homes. Like, and I say regular people as in like not people who may be high earning millionaires, not like the people that maybe make 1 million or 2 million. No, like regular people who maybe make high 100,000s or mid 100,000s, or even lower, who already own their homes. They wanted that prime real estate to gain and to rebuild. Yeah. 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 And I'm seeing also, because y'all know how Governor Newsom, or whatever his name is, Gavin Newsom, how he did something with the insurance companies. And so the insurance companies said, well, I'm not going to take whatever insurance risk of not being able to charge higher premiums to those people. So we're just going to back out of the state altogether, so that, our own companies, don't go bankrupt if these fires do take place. Y'all know how that happened. I'm seeing that he and maybe his cabinet, whoever, I don't know all the positions, in the governor's cabinet or anything like that, but it was somebody, him, and then some other people, whoever is over the position of insurance or land buying and different things like that. They actually were trying to get this done, like to get people to give up their homes. I'm trying to explain it in a way that it makes sense, because I don't understand real estate and all of those things, but maybe y'all could chime in the comments and fill in whatever any gaps. But what it is that I'm hearing is that they were all really conspiring behind this together before, they pressured him basically to roll back on the whole insurance premium thing. It wasn't something that he wanted to do out of the kindness of his heart to protect his citizens, to protect his homeowners and things like that. It wasn't like that at all. I'm feeling like BlackRock, or this person, this representative, or even BlackRock as an organization, came to him about wanting to buy up prime real estate. Him being Gavin Newsom came to him wanting to buy up this prime real estate. and not being able to forcefully move people out, not being able to forcefully, get people out of their homes, except, to this. And they almost kind of threatened him in a sense as well. So he felt like he kind of didn't have a choice, but he's also working in cahoots with them though. He's a very interesting character in this whole scheme of things, because I'm not seeing that he is someone that does have a lot of power or can actually influence things, because he is being led and influenced by other organizations, other political figures that are beyond him. And so he's really not interested in fighting them. Instead, he much rather just join forces with them for, obvious reasons, for his own protection, for his own, success, because he is one person that can't fight these people, like for all of those various and obvious reasons, why he is doing it. And so them causing the fires was how they were able actually to start this, because I don't think a lot of those people, I don't think a lot of those people have fire insurance. Am I correct? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I'm not seeing that they don't have a lot of fire insurance, so they're not able to rebuild a lot of the people that may not have it, right? So yeah, that's what happened, y'all. Wow. That's effed up on so many levels. And I'm just pulling these just to confirm or deny or to add in what it is that I've said. Yep, that's what, yep, they was working together. Like this was a contract to bring about that. Everything that it is that I just said. Everything that it is that I just said, literally. That's the truth. That's what happened. Wow. These folks really be this dirty and dark and ain't shit, y'all. Like that is crazy. That is crazy. So what is recovery going to look like for all the people who have been displaced? For all of the regular people that don't have millions and millions and millions of dollars? Like, what is this recovery, going to look like to them or for them? And Vanguard do too. Vanguard, Fidelity. Whew. Claim. So recovery for them. I am seeing that they are. So recovering for them looks like they're moving. A lot of them will pick up and move out of state. A lot of people will be homeless or houseless, without a home, without shelter for a minute. But there are going to be some other surrounding states that are going to give them, what do you call them? Like stipends or like grants and different things like that, or even loans to come, to their state and rebuild. I'm seeing like those, like the middle states, like your Montana, Idaho, the Dakotas. I see them offering them grants and stipends or even loans to come out that way to rebuild. And I see that area kind of starting to have more people move there. I see those states. Arizona, New Mexico, like I see like their surrounding states offering them help and support, and even some from Canada, like some of the Canadian border states. I see them offering them some citizenship and different things like that to come and live and to work there as well, to kind of help them rebuild and to recover. So yeah, so that's the good thing. Some people will be able to do that, and and Godspeed to the people for whatever reason who are not able to. But I do see them recovering eventually. But obviously, some people are not going to recover. But that can always change. That can always change for the better. What do we see in readings or just whatever, like those things, unless they are just absolutely fated, they can't always be changed in our situations for the better. And so thank you to my subscriber who recommended that I do this reading, because I was, like I said at the beginning, I was kind of going back and forth about whether or not I wanted to do it, because it's such a sensitive situation. It's such a real situation for so many people. But just, Godspeed, to everybody who has been impacted by that, just Godspeed and a quick recovery. Thank you all for tuning in to the Obelisk Lounge. I will see you in my next video or on my calendar. If you're interested in booking a personal reading, the information is in the description box, all of those details. I'll see y'all soon. Bye-bye.